Chartbreakers here at Zak's Traders Cafe for Thursday, the 28th of December, and we've had our best case scenario target there, as described by that red line there, heading towards 48.1020. Not far off it though. We were looking for that by the end of next month, and obviously the way things are going, there's an outside chance we might actually hit that by the end of this month. On the downside, recent support around the 4700 mark looks like the downside that we would be expecting if there was a rug pull at this stage, which is obviously well, increasingly likely given the massive rally that we've had already. Moving on to the stocks, and it's the return of the following stock, Acasti. Here the shares have really had a decent push over the last 24 hours. The previous view was that this was a broadening triangle base, but actually it just looks like a rising trend channel base. The top of that channel there up towards $3.60, and we're looking for that while we're above the resistance on the way down around the $2.70 mark. That's reasonably decent risk reward, and that was to see the shares retesting summer resistance as well. On to another decent mover in the near term, and it is Annovis, and here unfilled gap to the upside yesterday, blasting our previous target there around $16 out of the water. The view now is that above $16 we're looking for a fresh leg up towards a resistance line projection from the summer of 2022. That's currently pointing at $27 plus, and we're looking for that by the end of next month while we remain above $16. Nice moves at the following situation, which is Bioatla, and here unfilled gap to the upside, hitting the obvious initial target there around $3.30. Above that, we're looking for a fresh leg to the upside, maybe as high as $5.20 by the end of next month, which is an old resistance line projection from back in February. Ideally, we stay above the support of yesterday around $2.48 on an end-of-day close basis in the meantime. Another stock to admire at the moment is BTCS, and here we've had bull flag breakout after the unfilled gap to the upside. Great setup there, and the view now is that while we're above pre-breakout resistance at $1.75, we're looking for the top of that broadening triangle from September last year as high as $3.80 by the end of next month. Looks like a very strong turnaround there. A new name coming up, and comes in the form of Cingulate. Here we've got one of those classic situations where we've got a falling wedge situation after an extended bear run, and really the challenge for a stock or a market is to break out of that falling wedge. What's interesting here is obviously we've had the big gap to the upside, but we also are looking to see whether the shares will be able to give us an end-of-day close back above the resistance line there, currently around $4.10. The other point to note is that this is a bear trap island reversal, so gapping down to new lows and then gapping up. So that tends to give us some of the strongest turnarounds, like a handbrake turn. The view at the moment is that while we're on the right side of $3.40, basically yesterday's support area, we're looking for the 50-day line at $6 by the end of next month, even if the shares then turn back down after that. Another new name to follow, and hopefully this will be a regular on this situation, Mawson Infrastructure, and here a series of very strong days, gaps, actually two gaps to the upside, unfilled gaps to the upside so far this month, and basically a cup and handle breakout the right hand side there with a gap. So really looking for some significant further upside here. The old resistance here back in March was around $3.90. Above that, we're looking for $7 by the end of next month, above $3.90 on an end-of-day close basis. Hopefully the shares can get up to that $7 mark. Stock which I covered very recently, maybe even in yesterday's update, is Regis, and here we've broken through the 50-day moving average, $8.60, and also a resistance line there from November. Above the $8.60 area, looking for as high as $16 or even $17 by the end of next month, backed by bullish divergence with a lower low for December, but higher RSI trace in the uptrend line in the oscillator window. A return of the following stock, which is Sphere 3D. Here also blasting our previous target out of the water. $3.60 was the target there, and we've just had that taken out in a very strong December above $3.60. looking for up to $6 by the end of next month, and that would take the shares back to where they were in the summer of 2022. But the key here is holding that $3.60 zone. Another stock making a welcome return is Terawulf, and here you can see the shares hitting, well, basically hitting the old resistance there on the way down from August. That was around the $2.80 level. Above that, we're looking for obviously a retest of the summer resistance zone at $4, hopefully by the end of this month, and a very nice U-shaped turnaround it's been, with the unfilled gaps to the upside punctuating it. On to the last two. Another one from earlier this week is Vince Holdings, and here vertical move to the upside. We're going for a target as high as $5.30 by the end of next month, and while we're above resistance on the way down around the $2.90 area on an end of day close basis, that's where we expect the shares to go. Significant turnaround there. Finishing off with Wheels Up, which has become a favorite, largely because it's been doing what we wanted it to do. For instance, it's managed to hit that $5 mark, which was our target previously. So many of the stocks today have hit their targets by some distance, and above $5, we're looking for a fresh leg to the upside, maybe up to $7 by the end of next month or even sooner, which is a spring 2023 resistance line projection. That's it for me today. More updates tomorrow.